Hey everyone, Blake again here from ChessPathways.com. Let's play some more Blitz today and see what we can learn. So we're going to start out here with the black pieces, and I think I'm just going to answer d4 with d5, maybe get a Queen's Gambit declined or a Slav defense going on. I guess white has other plans, because white wants to play this knight c3 kind of Verisov attack move order. This is often associated with an early attempt to play e4. That could be one plan. White's going instead for this bishop f4 London system. Going to play c5. If white's not going to pressure the center with the Queen's Gambit, I guess I will. Okay, and white's going for this very greedy plan, where white tries to hold on to the pawn. Knight b5 is always a concern in this bishop f4 London line, too. I think I'm going to play e6. I actually don't know this line too well. If I play e6, can white just be super greedy and play b4? Or is it not that simple? I'm going to go for it. See what they play. Wow, okay, really greedy. And then b4, I guess, is the idea. Yeah. Okay, wow. And I can't just play b6 to chip away at this whole structure? I feel like I probably can. They don't have any queen a4 type ideas. Not that it would really work that well. Well, I guess it would, because after bishop d7, c6 would be a disaster. But they don't have it working here. They just don't have enough access, because they play knight c3. Okay. Wow, and I guess white really just wants to hold on to their extra pawn. I think I'm just going to trade everything and play queen a5, though. Right, take some queen a5. Okay, interesting. Found a way to get the pawn back, though, and I feel like this is more pleasant for black, all things considered. I have a nice open file for the rook, knight e4 is a threat, I'm ready to castle, and white's not. So I don't think this opening plan really went as white maybe expected. Okay, so white's just going to play f3 to stop knight e4, I better get castled. Okay, and I would like to blow this center open while I'm castled and they're not. I don't really see a super easy way to do it. I guess I'll start by just threatening c2 and a2. Why not? Okay, and they cover it. I'd like to play bishop a6 and trade off my bad bishop. Maybe I'll play e5, e4. That could be one plan. In fact, I think I like e5 here. It opens up the bishop as well. And his knight's going to struggle to find a super useful role. We'll have to go back and review this opening. That was definitely interesting. White's whole plan was just based around trying to be greedy and holding on to the c5 pawn. But it just doesn't seem to work. I just chip away at the structure with b6. Okay, interesting. So now what happens on e4? e4 seems like the critical move. I have enough support for it, 2 attackers. And if this bishop gets chased away, it seems like c2 will just fall. And with it, hopefully, the entire white position. Yeah, that's not safe, is it? I just take it. I guess at the very least you get knight d4, but now you're just down a piece. I guess I'll just pin you. d8. And you can't even castle now. Yeah, this is going to be a big problem for black. My main concern is the clock. Okay, but he just goes ahead and resigns. Yeah, I'd like to think an extra minute there is going to be plenty to convert this. So let's go ahead and analyze this. Let's hop into the analysis board. Or sorry, I have to go to the archive first. Archive. Find the opponent. So, interesting opening. You don't see it every day. I want to talk a bit about some of the dangers here. So, d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, bishop f4. The knight c3 London system, right? A lot of London system players want to build their little triangle with e3, d4, c3, the bishop outside the pawn chain. This is a little bit different. And you can fall into trouble kind of early here if you're not careful. I've fallen for this trap in a tournament once, pretty embarrassingly, where you play knight c6 too early, and then actually after knight b5, it's very, very unpleasant here for black. It's kind of like the fried liver attack idea on the king side, but maybe even a little bit worse, because you can't even really play e5 too successfully to tear all this up, and knight c7 is kind of unstoppable. But white had a different idea here. They didn't wait for me to play knight c6, they just went ahead and took on c5, trying to just hold on to the pawn. So, I know very often you have to not be so greedy here with black if white ever accepts this c5 sacrifice. You can't go get everything and develop your bishop and then play e6. You kind of have to have a sense of urgency to get it back. And yeah, I guess white here just takes the knight so they can play b4. I wonder if they could play b4 without taking the knight. I'm guessing they're afraid of some knight a6 type stuff. Although even there, I mean, they just play a3, right? Would I maybe here play a5, trying to tear it all apart? And maybe they're worried now that after a3... I don't know, even here does it work? Take, knight a6. I'm guessing that's why they took the knight. They want to stop some kind of knight a6 idea. I think even here, though, they can try to defend the pawn this way. In fact, they're probably better here, right? After queen a4, I might be in some kind of trouble. I'm curious what the computer thinks. This is actually interesting. I have not seen this very much. The knight c3, greedy, hold the pawn line. Okay, it hasn't been played a whole lot. I'm just gonna, yeah, so the database isn't gonna help us a whole lot. Let's just turn on the computer. I'm guessing the computer is not gonna like bishop takes ba. Yeah, this just seems like after b6, yeah, it really likes the black position, as we saw in the game. White's position just totally collapses, right? If they take me on b6, I just take b4. They can't really hold it together because I'm just gonna trade and take everything and win the pawn back with a check, and White's position is garbage. But I wonder what it thinks about the immediate b4. Oh, but then it does like just knight c6. Not knight a6, just knight c6, threatening the pawn, and okay, after White defends it, maybe just too many tempos for White. I'm just going to play d4 and e5 and get very, very good compensation. I don't know, though. White does hold on to the pawn kind of for the long term, though, right? Ooh, and it likes b5 here. Interesting. And I guess the point is, if White takes on passant, that's just going to help me open up my rook. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, definitely worth exploring more. White does get to hold on to their pawn, it seems, but Black's big center should prove pretty decent compensation, you would hope. I'm surprised they want to play e3. Oh, I see. The idea is some kind of bishop b5 tactic after Black takes the rook. Or, sorry, after Black takes the knight. Okay, cool. Well, let's play another game. That opening did not work out very well for White. The way they played it with taking the knight, their whole position just kind of crumbled. So now we have the white pieces. Let's see what we can do. We're going to get an open Sicilian. Cool. And the accelerated dragon. So I'm going to play the Maroczy Bind here. I have a video on it, by the way, if you want to search after this video, not during, don't ruin my YouTube algorithm, but after this video, if you want to search Chess Pathways Maroczy Bind, I have a video kind of explaining some of the key opening points here. So, okay, Black castles. I'm going to play bishop e2. White's just really trying to stop Black from playing the d5 pawn break. So I'm just going to castle. Okay. And there's always kind of a debate in this line. Do you just play f3, b3 and stabilize everything? Or do you ever play for b4? Do you ever play for f4? White has many options here. I'm going to play f3 just to make sure I don't have to worry about knight g4 if I ever play queen d2. Okay, I believe this is all a theoretical line. This knight's going to reroute, open up the bishop. I actually don't want to trade bishops in this line. Keep those pieces on the board because they have a space advantage. And I believe you put the rooks on A1 or B1 and C1. You just break this pin, and you try to organize A3, B4. And Black's just feeling the effect of this bind, this fact that we have all the central space. It's very hard for them to play B5 or D5. That's kind of the point. And now with all of our pieces in the game, I think we're ready to try to play A3, B4. Now we have to be careful. Black can meet A3 with A4. And then if we were to play b4, they would have knight b3, right? Forking the queen and rook. So we have to be a little thoughtful about how we do it. You could try to prepare it with bishop d1, even in some cases, to stop this idea. Which I actually might do here. I think Black's just making a few too many moves that don't actually do anything. I know h5 is an idea. It's kind of an interesting idea. Often it's played so they can play like king h7 and bishop h6 to trade off those bishops, but it's not going to work here. So I think we're ready to start organizing A3, B4. Their A4 idea doesn't work. We could just play B4 safely. They don't have knight B3 anymore. We would just win a pawn. And this knight's going to have to find some new home. And then we could even look to play B5 in some cases. Depending. For example, if the knight goes back to D7, B5 might actually trap the bishop in some cases. That would be one good reason to play it. So I think I like the effect of this bind. Okay, yeah, after b6. Now I kind of want to play, after b4, maybe some kind of bishop or queen f2 idea to really target that guy. Let's play b4. So we're going to trade. And you play knight a4, going to the rim. I kind of want to play knight d5. I want to calculate is there any tactic here? Take. No, I don't think so. I'm just going to play knight d5. I think I almost force you to take. Otherwise, b6 seems super weak. I could just remove your defender at some point. So I kind of force you to take. I'm going to get to open up my rook. I know you can also take back this way, but I feel like with the way this position is playing out, I really want to focus on the queen side here with our two beautiful bishops. Your knight has no real entry back into the game, which is good. Could I even try to trap it? It's probably not super easy to. I'm just going to play bishop e2. Bishop b5, bishop c6 seems like a strong idea. Okay. Ooh, you have that? Oops. I think it might still... I don't know. This is going to be kind of messy. You can take my rook, actually, because it tempos my queen. What is going on here? So I take, you take my queen, but then I take on ca directly, right? And what, it's just all equal? I guess it's just all equal. But that's good news for us, because we have the bishop pair in this kind of endgame, which seems very favorable. At least I think, I hope. I mean, I have a simple threat to just play bishop a6 and win a pawn, I think. I don't see how you defend b6. I mean, yeah, you can play that, but it's going to be a similar kind of... Ooh, but now you can just play knight a3. In any case, I'm going to attack your pawn. I'm going to try to activate my king. If you play knight c2, I just play bishop e1, right? Oh, so you're going to stop me. Okay, so I play here. But now we don't have the bishop pair. Yeah, I think black's actually fine, unfortunately. I think black defended that pretty well. We have to go take another look at those tactical fireworks that happened. Should be interesting. I'm going to try to open this up a little bit. Keep advancing the king. This is good for black now because they're higher on time. All the pawns are on one side of the board. That reduces the effectiveness of the bishop in an endgame like this. I'm just going to try to make something happen here with my limited time. I'll fix your pawns on light squares if you'll let me, I guess. Let's play h3, maybe try to play g4. Okay. Attack your pawn. Maybe attack your knight next. Ooh, unless it swings into f5, it could do that. Then I'll play g4, I think. 8 seconds, no delay. Oh, really? Okay. Let's win that pawn. And it's just going to be a time scramble. I like the bishop in this kind of position. Oh, we won on time. 2 seconds left. Actually, this is an interesting position to analyze here. If he plays e3, I'm going to come back to d1. I'm not actually sure what's going on here. Someone could maybe analyze this endgame and point out something I'm missing. I want to go back and see the critical moment there. I felt like the Maroczy Bind was working well. I had the game under control. I kind of punished, quote-unquote, this accelerated dragon by just taking all the space and taking away all of black's pawn break options, slowly playing b4. I really like how this all went. And now we get this totally queenside focused position, but I have two beautiful bishops that can work on this side of the board. This knight's kind of sidelined. And somehow I missed that you get to play knight c3 here. Or do you? Did I miss some kind of tactic here? So bishop c6. I'm guessing bishop c6 is the best I can do. Yeah, and I guess it thinks, just like I did, that yeah, it all kind of evens out. You get to play... This move saves you, right? Knight takes b1 with tempo on the queen. Otherwise, this would just be quite bad for black. But yeah, so take. Rook takes c8, only move, and knight c4. And I guess white's advantage is minimal. I thought this kind of position should favor me a lot. Because I have the two bishops in this kind of endgame with isolated pawns. But it turns out, I guess, that you have enough defensive resources here. Yeah, just knight a3. Oh, the computer wants to play bishop e1 kind of preemptively. Don't let the bishop enter. That's probably a better idea. This would be a great endgame to practice, by the way. Set this up on a computer. Practice trying to grind out your plus 0.3 advantage with your pair of bishops in an endgame like this. I wasn't able to do it, except I won on time in the end, so I guess it all worked out. Thanks for watching, everyone, and if you want to sign up for a tournament that I'm about to host for the Chess Unlocked community, please click that link down in the description. It's going to take you to a page like this that explains how to sign up for Chess Unlocked. Go ahead and sign up there. You'll get access to the tournament we're going to hold. It should be a great time. long time control games against motivated opponents, flexible scheduling so you get to play on your own schedule, and you'll get all the other benefits of Chess Unlocked. Games against me, access to the entire video course. You don't want to miss it, so I hope to see you there. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.